Welcome to Louisiana. And I tell you what, this is flat, 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 flat. And there he is with our new car sitting in, and all this white stuff all over the side of the road is cotton. All over the cotton fields. And we've been driving through stuff just as flat as this for probably 50 miles at least, and it'll probably be like this for the rest of the next couple of days or something. Welcome to Arkansas on that sign. Yeah, well, we're leaving Arkansas and coming into Louisiana. I guess you must have already shot me. I guess I will find my little fader button and okay, Vicksburg, Mississippi. It's too early for the visitor center to be open yet, so we're in here looking at a few things, giving information about the place. Trying to give out the information about the siege of Vicksburg. And I've got a still picture I shot to explain this. All information about the siege and how the place is laid out. A recreation of what the thing looks like here, what this picture is showing. Kind of a pretty place around here. All these monuments and memorials and samples of all these different kinds of guns was used in this thing. People that are bicycling around the park in the morning, as you get in, and no charge in the park this time of the morning. There's our new little beastie. Confederate Army, Illinois, South Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri. And later we got to go in this building to get a tape so we can drive around the park and see things. Things that are showing you different guns and showing what they're for. 6-pounder, a 3-inch ordnance rifle, big thing. 12-pounder field howitzer, like a big one. 24-pounder siege gun. This is a massive looking thing. 9-inch. Shoots some really big bullets. And some kind of little bitty stubby thing. Must be for just short lobs, or 10-inch. Then you really get to this really big massive gun here. 10-inch Columbiad. Rodman. I wonder if they're related to Dennis.
Hair's not the right color.
Yeah. 32-pounder gun, Navy rifling. 32-pound shells out of that thing, huh? Now there's some kind of a cannon. 32-pounder. Another big one. 4.2-inch. And this last one on the end is even carrying handles on it or something. 24-pound. Let's sign up here for the Union Army. Yeah, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, and Minnesota. Okay, sitting here at Vicksburg, Mississippi, at the front entrance of the battle site. You can look out across the highway and see More monuments and memorials and statues even across the highway. Past this cannon is parked here, probably in a position where it normally was during the war. Cannon pointed around, people drive down the highway and see all these neat things. But way back up on the hill there, more cannon pointed. Now a mound right here at the entrance. Information about a 17th battery set here. There for a month or so. And then next to that is a U.S. 1st Battery from Indiana in this same place where that sign was, and that cannon. More monuments. Of course, this is supposed to be one of the really big Civil War sites in the country. We'll be going in that place in a little bit to get our information and get the information about how we got to tour this place and learn what everything is here. Neil's out there listening to the radio. It's a little cold yet this morning, so in order to stay cool, stay warm rather, getting too cold out there in the morning air. And once we get our information, we go past the guardhouse, we go down through that archway, which actually takes us out into the park on a driving tour. Vicksburg Park on the tour. The narration said this is the only surviving local house. People here were between lines and being shot at from both ways. Only surviving wartime structure in the park. Did you get a picture of the sign itself?
Yeah.
And we are adjacent to the Illinois thing, which they said was the largest memorial in the park. It's supposed to be inside that thing. The inscriptions on plates inside there, all the 30-something thousand soldiers from Illinois who were in this campaign. And that is a big deal. Little idea of the layout of the land these people were fighting on here. Rolling hillsides.
Yeah.
Because this is definitely not just flat country here in this area. And you look down this hill, you can see all these trenches that were made as part of the fighting process that go across this territory. Kind of changed film on the other camera. And more gun emplacements here and there. Just all the guns are pointing in that same direction we've seen so far. Of course, like the guy says, the war lines on this thing formed a semicircle around Vicksburg, ending at the Mississippi on both ends, and both sides were kind of facing each other on it. Let's see what this is, maybe. From his house, from the Illinois Monument, you can see these trenches that the narrator on the CD was talking about that were thrown in a little closer detail here. The U.S. approach. Yeah, you sure you want to go up all these steps?
Yes.
All the way up into this thing.
And I have to go vertical.
Yeah. I'm just doing a slow zoom up into the building. I may even pick up something up inside the building from here. Oh yeah.
I could find the answer to the drive
Huh?
The reason that I am intrigued in the Civil War, this could be the answer.
Something in this building. Yeah, but if you got ancestors with any Illinois thing. Okay, we're inside this building, and it's got a terrific echo. And to show you the names that they've got in there, these panels are divided up by all these little blocks are a unit and all the people in the units. Like these things. And all the people, the officers in any given unit and all the people in the unit. Let's see, staff, cavalry, and some of these things look like the brass is kind of corroding or something. Infantry, all these various different infantry units. '18th, 20th. Boy, some real corrosion over here on these things. A wild echo. At the middle of the wall facing the door, and you sweep around the other half of the room. Every one of these things, there's supposed to be 30-something thousand people listed on these plaques. Yeah, if you wanted to track one of your ancestors, you'd have to know what unit and everything they were in. Do what? On the direction we'll be going. Okay, a little ways from where we just were, about some assault line thing here. Supposed to be this guy here who did this thing. Up on the hillside was some fortification pointing back in through the lines. Yeah, the Confederate position at this thing where there's Lincoln, Illinois Memorial or something. And that little sign right there is something about the Union position. Had a mine blow up a hole in the ground here, and they had a cavalry position to take this little hole. The guns pointed that way because this Confederate side shooting at the Union, and the Union was coming from that direction heading this way. There's some specifics on this mine explosion that the narrator's talking about, this spot that I was just standing up on top of the hill of. Following Grant's order on May 26th to reduce Vicksburg by siege, Union forces again constructing an approach trench. 2,200-pound charge of powder under the whatever here, under the rebels. Oh, Gail's onto something. Worried about
On this flat.
what?
I was in the car and I saw that and I said, am I seeing that right?
Aha!
And Logan was from Illinois, right?
Yeah. Mortimer D. Leggett, Colonel 7th Ohio Infantry, Brigadier General U.S. Commanding 2nd and later 1st Brigade, Logan's Division.
Now I must find out who Mortimer D. Leggett is.
Yeah.
I must. I could not believe that when I looked over here and I said, am I seeing that wrong? I had to come out and see it.
Yeah.
I just had to.
Okay, looks like it's on right this time. This is where the Iron Union gunboat thing is. Big paddle wheel driven job. Just gonna get up on here, get a better view if this thing was sunk in the river. Get a nice museum of artifacts. I gotta get a better view of this thing and we'll see what it is. And then, oh, there's a museum having something to do with this. Then off to the right, I can't see it from here. Through them trees and down the hill is the river. Okay, a little different view of this gunboat. Get some perspective of the size of this. There's people up here looking at things. There's all these massive cannon on this. See back in the back, that great big paddle wheel drive on the back of this thing. All these cannon around this thing. Still see some of the armor intact across the front of this. A little different view of this thing. View of the immensity of it, the structure of it. Go down and walk around the base of it. I guess through that museum is attached to it. Humongous thing. Setting up here at the Cairo Gunboat Museum, and there's across the road, and there's some big, massive cemetery. Tour will get to that in a little bit and we'll find out if it's the north or the south buried there or what. Okay, we're here at this thing called Fort Hill. We're just about the very top of a mountain. And off here, right at the foot of the mountain, there's like an oxbow lake that the Mississippi changed course and cut itself off. This part of this is actually the river. Oh man, the view from up here. That's a little lake. Not around road we came up through. And everything's up in here.